Hey guys, Dave and Jamie here from BirdTricks with a slightly different video for all of you. We want to offer an informational video on the topic of outdoor free flight, which is not something we usually do here. Most of our free flight videos are more journey-based about our clients learning to free fly their parrots, and maybe tidbits of lessons sprinkled in for those who are really paying attention to that sort of thing.
Some of you just enjoy watching the birds fly, and that's okay too. We're right there with you.
When it comes to free flight and our clients, I think it's safe to say it's truly amazing what we've been able to accomplish with even the most immobile birds.
Not all birds have the best start to free flight, but we get messages all the time from you all wanting to get a bird specifically for free flight. So we'd love to outline a few things to look for when getting a bird with the intention of free flying outdoors. The first place a bird's journey for free flight begins is actually while it's still in the egg. Parent incubated and reared birds have better outcomes when it comes to free flight than birds who are raised in an artificial incubator and fed exclusively by humans. While this isn't a necessity, and we've worked with all sorts of human-reared birds, parent rearing ensures that immune system and gut health of the bird is excellent. It gives them the best chance at fighting disease and suppressing stress responses in the body. Being raised by their parents initially also provides them with the great role models for social skills and prevents an intense over-bonding with humans, which can later lead to lots of psychological trouble for the bird. The length of time the chick spends with its parents will vary based on many factors, such as the parent's ability and willingness to care for the chicks, the species of bird you are getting, and the preferences of the breeder or pet store that you've gotten them from. After the bird is hatched and fully feathered, it's very important to look for a bird that has never been clipped. Even a light clip early on in development can hinder the bird's confidence and abilities. It's critical that the bird be allowed to fledge properly.
Fledging just means that the bird is at its natural young age to start using its wings to get where it wants to go. It's similar to learning to walk at the right time in your life versus having to learn later in life.
This is even more important for larger birds. The larger the species, the more reluctancy we see with flight if they've ever experienced being clipped, even after their feathers grow back in. It's not that we can't work with birds who have been previously clipped. We have, and we have been very successful, but it makes the process so much harder and longer for both you and the birds. Intentionally buying a clipped bird also supports that breeders should continue clipping birds because people don't care that they're clipped and they will still buy them. Support breeders and retailers that keep birds fully flighted and encourage flight from fledging. Let's talk about diet and weaning. We've worked with birds on less than ideal diets. The perfect diet, the birds who are still in the weaning stages, all of these are workable, but the ideal diet of fresh seasonal feeding system and cold pressed pellets is best so that we can work immediately on the fun stuff in our free flight journey, which is the flight training itself versus diet conversion.
Working with birds who are currently weaning can be tricky as you need to go at the bird's pace, and trying to combine weaning with training can be really frustrating as one often sabotages the other.
Because diet is such a fragile one-on-one sort of thing we deal with, and we won't get in the weeds too much here on this topic, each of our flight students spend time one-on-one with our consultants who walk them through diet and weaning during the free flight course.
Older birds can absolutely have a free flight journey that starts in their later years, but it definitely comes with its challenges. Older birds often have deeply ingrained fears or could have existing ailments like arthritis from years of inactivity. We often look at the individual bird in these cases and judge their abilities and willingness to participate in flight training.
We would never force a bird into flight just because we wanted it. It's important that the bird enjoys the process too. Younger birds obviously come with advantages, but it's important to realize that when you're training a bird for free flight, you're reinforcing that bird flying to you and being rewarded for it. So you will be living with a very athletic animal in your home whose love for flight will mean really considering things like proper housing, bird-proofing your home, and a time commitment to keep up with conditioning. Which species is best for free flight is something that is highly debated, and honestly the answer might vary based on who you talk to. We've got students who love flying galahs and others who swear by their macaws. Generally, macaws are built for longer flight. Macaws are big and easy to see in the air and loud enough to hear even when you can't see them. There are many advantages to free flying a macaw. Their style of flight isn't for everyone though. Long and often graceful loops can leave some people feeling nervous and ready for their bird to come back to them. Other species like galahs and conures are more likely to maintain tight little circles around their owners. These species are just also easier to travel with because of their size. Species like African greys, eclectus, and some of the more aloof cockatoos are definitely able to be outside and free flying, but their natural tendencies are to be slightly more independent, and that can be frustrating for some owners. Species that are smaller than a sun conure aren't the best candidates for free flight due to their size and likeliness to get carried away in the winds. Telemetry or GPS is also harder to use on the smaller species, making recovery, if necessary, more of a challenge. Please let us help you decide if you and your bird might be good candidates for Freeflight. We'd love to grow our community with you in it. Parrots are the third most popular pet in the entire world, yet the #1 most rehomed. If you're interested in learning how to help us in our mission of saving parrots one person at a time, consider joining us on Patreon, where you will get instant access to chatting with us live each and every month, asking us your unique questions, being part of the creation of our newest products and courses, and much more exclusive perks and content.